Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm going over my NFL power rankings for the championship round of the playoffs in the 2021 NFL season. I've been doing this on the series on the channel ever since the beginning of the season, and it's been one of the best series on the channel. I've enjoyed making these videos. I think that you guys have enjoyed watching them as well. So I'd like to thank everyone for all the support that I've gotten, not only on the series but on the channel itself. And sadly, this will be my last power rankings video because you can't really do a power rankings with two teams. And as I've been going through the playoffs, I've been cutting down the number of teams to reflect how many teams there are still alive. So in this week's power rankings, there are only 4 teams that I'll be discussing. But I'll have a lot of time to go over each team, where I'm putting them, and why I'm putting them there. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. At number 4, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I have the defending Super Bowl champions that went 14-2, 15-1 with Patrick Mahomes, or 14-1, as number 4. They have won 8 games in a row by 1 score or less, and I think that eventually their luck is going to run out. They have a phenomenal team. They have a phenomenal offense, but they don't even have the best offense, and their defense isn't very strong at all. I would say Kansas City right now has the weakest defense of the remaining playoff teams, and I think that they are 4th in points per game for the season, and the 3 teams above them are the Bills, the Bucs, and the Packers. Kansas City is a strong team. They're a very good team, and they're the reigning champions. But I honestly think that they have the worst team out of the remaining teams. They are a phenomenal team, I can't stress that enough, but with the defense that they have, they played well against Cleveland, but Tampa Bay had 4 turnovers against the Saints, who are one of the most efficient teams in the league. The Packers had a very strong showing against the Rams. The Rams put up 18 points on them, but I'd say the Rams' offense is stronger than the Browns. Or on occasion, it can be, it cannot be. And the Bills, they let the Ravens to 3 points. So I would say Kansas City has the weakest defense right now. Their offense is as strong, if not weaker, than the rest of the teams. And Patrick Mahomes just went out with a concussion this week. So either he won't be playing next week, or he'll be not at his best. Or he'll at least have missed practice. So I think that the Chiefs have a phenomenal team, but I have to put them at number 4. And at number 3, I have the Buffalo Bills. I've been saying the AFC was stronger than the NFC all season long, but come playoffs, the 2 NFC teams have stepped it up. Buffalo played 1 game against the Colts where they won 27-24, and this week they beat the Ravens 17-3. The Ravens have a very strong defense, so I'm not really too surprised that they only put up 17 points, but the Bills' offense hasn't looked very impressive in either game. Josh Allen ended up with a solid line in the second half of the Bills game for for the wild card weekend, but the first half was a mess, frankly. The Bills were a mess in the first half of the Colts game, and then this week against the Ravens, yeah, they scored on them. They scored enough to win, but 17 points is nothing to brag about, even against one of the better defenses in the league. After the last 3 weeks of the season, I was expecting this Buffalo defense to come up and tear up these defenses after what they did to Miami, the Patriots, and the Broncos, who all have solid defenses. But their offense hasn't showed me what I thought it was going to show me so far in the playoffs. Although their defense has been better than I expected it to be, they still let the Colts get back into that game, and the Colts almost won. So Kansas City and Buffalo have had the 2 closest calls in the playoffs so far out of the 4 teams left. And right now, I'd have to put them at 3 and 4, even though a couple weeks ago I had them at 1 and 2. Moving on to number 2, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have the Buccaneers above the Chiefs and the Bills because of, frankly, their defense. I know in last week's Power Rankings video, I was saying how I didn't have the Ravens and the Rams very high because although their defense were phenomenal, their offenses weren't very strong. And that's the reason why I had the Rams and the Ravens lower than some of the other teams. This week, though, I think all the offenses are fairly similar, and if not, I would give Green Bay a slight advantage over the other 3, but I would say the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Buccaneers all have very similar offenses in the way that they play and the production that they get. That being said, you need to focus more on the defense and what you think the defense is capable of doing in order to win these games. And I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, after seeing what they did to the Saints today, have the edge over both the Bills and the Chiefs for their defense. The Buccaneers are the only team out of these four that were ranked top 10 overall for the regular season in yards and points on offense, yards and points on defense, and turnover differential. No other of the top four teams did that. I think that the Packers missed it on defensive yards, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. But overall, the Buccaneers, I think, are one of the strongest, if not the strongest team right now in the playoffs. And after seeing them get 3 picks on Drew Brees, a forced fumble on Jared Cook, seeing Devin White all over the field, I mean, Devin White himself can be an entire defense. Their defense is stacked. If you look at their roster, it's one of the best rosters you're going to see between Devin White, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Ndamukong Suh, Shaq Barrett. I mean, their defense is stacked. Their offense is insane. They have Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette. I mean, it's endless. Their team is phenomenal. It has amazing talent. And the Bucs are definitely the second best team in the league right now. And at number 1, we have the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers have to be number 1 after what they did to the Rams this week. They beat the Rams with 32 points on the board. The Rams have by far the number 1 defense in the league. They were number 1 in yards and points. And their offense, although it wasn't very impressive, I believe being 22nd and 23rd in yards and points, their defense was something special. And Aaron Rodgers went in there and he destroyed it. And that's one thing that's scary about this Packers team, is they're indiscriminate. The way that their offense has played this season, they can score 30 points on any given night, and their flukes honestly won't be against the best defense every time. Yeah, they only scored 10 points against the Buccaneers' phenomenal defense, but they also have had games where they played phenomenally against the best defenses in the league, hence this last week's game. And because how indiscriminate the Packers offense is, I think that it's going to be hard for any defense to consistently stop Aaron Rodgers, who's having an MVP season, and the rest of the offensive weapons on his team. And that being said, no matter how good the Bucs or the Bills defenses are, the Packers offense just overpowers that. Their offense is so good this season. It's so consistent. And their defense, being a top 10 defense, I believe in points, and a number 12 in yards, I mean, it's still a solid defense. It's probably number 2 or number 3 out of these 4 teams. And I'd have to say that the Packers are decisively the best team in the league right now, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. But what you need to take into account is the MVP has not won the Super Bowl in 21 years. Kurt Warner was the last MVP to win the Super Bowl. So that's an interesting thing that we're going to have to watch out and see if Aaron Rodgers can be the first quarterback in 20 years to win the MVP and the Super Bowl in the same season. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of my rankings. Where would you rank each of these teams? I'm sorry I didn't do a live stream today. I had to get ready for some things for college because school starts on Tuesday. And there are a couple things I needed to get done for my classes, and I just wanted to enjoy the games this week. I might do a live stream of the Chiefs-Bills game next week, but I'm definitely not doing Bucs-Packers. So thank you guys. I'm going to be watching that with my family. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.